this entire motion was filed by one of the other 18 defendants in this indictment, by that defendant's attorney. It's Michael Rowan's lawyer. He's one of the other 18 defendants in this case who's indicted. This is on January 8th, the Fulton County Superior Court. The important issues raised in the instant motion. Now, when you hear the word instant in here, this means the current motion. That's all it means. I had to look at it myself. What the heck does instant mean? The important issues raised in the instant motion suggest that the elected district attorney for the largest district attorney's office in the state of Georgia has used the instant prosecution, this prosecution, to pay her partner a large sum of money that was originally allotted to clear the backlog of cases in Fulton County following the COVID pandemic. Bill, I picked that one for a specific reason because it goes to a show you and I recently did about the misappropriation of COVID money.
Right.
It's like a virus. It's gotten into everything. You can't make it up.
So, Mark, so am I to understand that they took a chunk of money and they appropriated this money and they said, hey, there's a backlog of cases. The courtrooms have been closed. There's a backlog of cases. We're going to put this money aside for, I don't know if it's for overtime or to contract with outside lawyers to come in who have prosecutorial experience and take on these cases. And then this money was then used for hiring Wade for the Trump investigation. Is that what we're saying here?
You put it perfectly. It's exactly right. Now, how this has any bearing, like you said, and again, the attorney put it in there. This was allocated, these funds, for the backlog of cases. Exactly right. This wasn't a backlog. This indictment came after the COVID pandemic was over, or whatever that means, but it's not a backlog. It was a new case. And again, if he's right, these are allegations that he's making in here.
Yeah.
And by the way, when you read the entire motion, it is really laid out well. I'm talking about with receipts, with statements. It's done very well. Point two that I pulled from this. Under Georgia law, the district attorney was required to obtain Fulton County's approval prior to appointing the special prosecutor to work on the case. The reason for this requirement is simple. It ensures that the district attorney cannot act unilaterally with regard to public monies and is subject to the control and supervision of the governing body, i.e., Fulton County, so that the public has confidence in how the money is used. Undersigned counsel has found no evidence that the district attorney sought or received such approval to appoint the special prosecutor from Fulton County. This is not a mere technicality. It is a requirement of the Georgia Supreme Court has held must be followed when a special prosecutor is appointed, and therefore a prerequisite for any special prosecutor's work on a case, including the instant case, including this case. She did not follow law as prescribed and ruled upon by the Georgia State Supreme Court, never sought approval. And he said, it's just not a technicality. This is a clear violation of law, Bill, a clear violation of law, in my opinion, and his opinion too.
So let's talk about why that piece would be in there and why it's important. There's ethics rules, Mark. There's ethics rules that if you're going, and even to go to the qualifications that this man has. I don't know if you were planning to speak about that, but it looks like there's a lot of people now questioning his qualifications to even be in this position. So without any review of qualifications, without any what I would call statutorily required review, this was a decision that she made by herself. And like you said, apparently in violation of statute or in violation of rule or law.
Yeah, I would love to see how she's going to wiggle out of this, because when you read this entire motion, the introduction in
Mhm.
this filing, the lawyer does a fantastic job saying we don't make these allegations lightly, and we
Mhm.
don't make these allegations without documented evidence. But when you read it, you can see what that evidence is. I think it's darn near bulletproof.